Birth defects and maternal complications are some of the leading factors related to infant deaths here in Texas. The latest data from the CDC shows 5 deaths for every 1,000 births. GMAT's Lorena Rivas has more on an East Texas group bringing critical support to grieving families.
They might have had a couple hours with their child. They might have had a couple days.
The names of more than 800 East Texas children are forever remembered at the Children's Park of Tyler. Here, families can remember and celebrate these precious lives. It's also a place to find support through the grieving process.
Community setting where everybody understands. And our stories may not be exactly the same, but we definitely understand the journey since then.
Eloise Grice is the executive director and leads one of their grief groups. Pain and sadness are uncomfortable feelings, but she says embracing it can be an important step in the journey towards healing.
When I shared about our miscarriages, all these people came out of the woodworks that I had no idea had suffered a loss. That was huge to know that. I don't know, I wasn't alone.
Eloise says it can be easy to distract yourself, but not dealing with emotions can lead to health issues and even feelings of anger.
You acknowledge those emotions and you welcome them, as uncomfortable as that is. You're just able to move forward in a healthy way.
The Children's Park offers support structures for many situations, from Glory Baby's pregnancy and infant loss, abortion recovery, the Common Ground support group to Rainbow Babies, all teaching families it's possible to smile through loss.
I love it when somebody mentions Jack and Joy, our 2 losses. That doesn't happen very often. I have to be the one that brings that up. But that's what's so great about our groups is we all remember our children's names, but that's because we talk about them.
And to learn more about the Children's Park and its support groups, you can scan the QR code right here on your screen or head to kltv.com or ktre.com and click the big red box for the link.